Now to one of my favourite regions of Melbourne, and that's the inner west of Melbourne. So a suburb that I'm going to that I think is actually very underpriced is a suburb called Yarraville in Melbourne. So Yarraville's in the Maribyrnong Council region, and it sits about 6 to 8 k's away from the CBD, depending on where you are in the suburb. But the thing about Yarraville is it has an unbelievably good median income is to one thing. So Yarraville's median income is literally $2,485 a week. Now, what I say to a lot of people is Yarraville is Marrickville 10 years ago, because Melbourne is about one property cycle behind Sydney in general, right? And 10 years ago, Marrickville didn't have this median income, but it was similarly priced to Yarraville. So this median income here is just incredible for what Yarraville has, and it's also the price point, because you're picking up properties in Yarraville, detached homes I'm talking, still at a flat $1 million or maybe slightly over, which is just an incredible number. And not only that too, but you've also got a really good village in Yarraville. It's well known all over Melbourne as one of the most trendy and, should I say, popular lifestyle precincts in the region. So look, definitely consider Yarraville. It's such a good suburb to buy in, and one of my favourites, and definitely one I'm looking at very hard. Another suburb in the inner west that I'm looking at is a suburb called Braybrook. Now, it will come to a lot of surprises, I guess, for a lot of people with me saying this, but Braybrook's gone through a thing called rejuvenation recently. So I remember in recent episodes quoting that there is a difference between rejuvenation and gentrification, and generally rejuvenation becomes first before gentrification. Now, the thing with Braybrook is that basically the suburb has rejuvenated, and it's actually known by many people from Melbourne as the Bronx of Melbourne, because pre-2006 the suburb had about 63% or more of housing commission in it. So what's basically happened here is there's only around 23 to 24% of the suburb that has housing commission left in it, because most of it's been sold off, but that's continuing to happen as years go by. So you'll see a lot of public auctions out there, and that's actually old public housing blocks being sold off here. But another thing about Braybrook is it's actually a part of an urban renewal scheme for the Victorian government. So what's happening here is the Victorian government's actually got a regeneration project going on in Braybrook, and that's due to finish in the next two years or so. Obviously, the government can't run anything to plan in Victoria, but I won't get into that. But basically, regeneration projects all to do with basically rescaping and creating the suburb that they want it to be, because it only happens to sit about 10 k's away or so from the CBD. So it's an ideally located suburb, and it's actually along that sort of train line of Sunshine and also your West Footscray, depending on where you are in the suburb, and also Ballarat Road. So it's actually quite well located. And you've also, got your Central West Shopping Centre there, which has actually been redeveloped quite a bit, and it's actually looking a lot better than it used to in recent years. Look, comparing Braybrook to West Footscray, the price is so much cheaper as well. So look, West Footscray is about $940,000 for a property, whereas Braybrook's only sort of in that low to mid 700s range. So it's a lot cheaper than neighbouring suburbs. So it's something to consider there. And look, if you've got a budget that is, as I said, like around that $750,000, you can easily buy in a Braybrook. You can actually, for a bit of a bunged up property, even get a little bit cheaper. But for one that's, let's say, livable or rentable, Braybrook is a suburb in Victoria and Melbourne that you can buy and that has performed very well and will continue to do so. It's actually in Melbourne's top 20 suburbs in your Aussie Home Loans 25-year report. If you want to look at it, it's performed at nearly 10% for nearly 30 years. So consider that when you're looking to buy in the inner west of Melbourne. Braybrook, despite the old noise and the rhetoric, it is a really good suburb to buy in. Thanks so much for watching. Please subscribe to the channel, and if you're looking for a buyer's agent in Australia's best performing suburbs, be sure to reach out via www.compoundinvest.com.au. Thanks again, and welcome to the channel. I'll see you on the next one.